To Roth or not to Roth? Hi, I'm Curtis Chambers, Certified Financial Planner with the Chambers Financial Group, and today I'd like to share some information with you on which is better, the traditional IRA or the Roth. It's an important decision that many people saving for retirement are having to make. We're finding the Roth option being offered not just in IRAs, but in many employer-based 401k plans as well, where people are doing their serious savings. It's also important because in my view, there is one option that is significantly better than the other, and that is the good old-fashioned traditional IRA. In the next few minutes, I'd like to go over how the Roth IRA works, how the traditional IRA works, and then show you an example of why the traditional IRA is so powerful. So let's go ahead and get started. I find it interesting that many people I speak with have the belief that the Roth is a better program. And I also read many articles that say this. And I can think of a number of reasons why this might be. First, the Roth is newer. It was established in 1997, whereas the traditional IRA was established way back in 1973. And very often in the cycle of product development, newer is better. Also, the Roth has a special name. And then third, of course, the Roth has the amazing attribute of having tax-free withdrawals or distributions at retirement. Now that truly is incredible. How can the traditional IRA possibly compare, let alone significantly exceed the Roth? Well, let's start by taking a look at the Roth. Contributions to a Roth are after tax. Once in the Roth, the contributions are tax deferred as long as they're under the IRA umbrella. When the funds come out of the Roth, at this point, they are tax-free at retirement. Not only that, there's no schedule of RMDs with a Roth, like there is with a traditional IRA, meaning you don't have to start taking monies out at age 70 and a half. Roth monies can be left in indefinitely. Also, Roth monies can be left to beneficiaries, income tax-free, making the Roth not just a great income tax planning tool in retirement, but a great estate tax planning tool. So, how is the Roth not so wonderful? I'd like to share a few concerns I have with the Roth. First, what happens if you contribute to a Roth and you're in a high tax bracket, so you pay taxes, you put the money in a high bracket, but when you take the money out at retirement, you're in a low tax bracket. That's likely to occur because at retirement, by definition, people are retired, they are not earning a salary, and therefore they tend to have lower income and be in a lower tax bracket. Second, people that often promote the Roth do so on the idea, not that it's so incredible now, but that tax rates are going to go up to some kind of apocalyptic levels in the future. Well, I tend to be an optimist, and I think it's more realistic to plan based on current tax brackets, in which, once again, we have the concern about being in a lower tax bracket at retirement. And then, third, if money's coming out of a Roth and it's going to a beneficiary, it does pass tax-free. But it's worth noting that funds coming out of a regular, taxable, non-IRA account pass to beneficiaries with a stepped-up cost basis, meaning that it's possible to do estate planning and to pass assets in a tax-advantaged manner without using a Roth. You don't necessarily have to use up your IRA real estate, which is limited, with the Roth. So now let's take a look at the traditional IRA. With the traditional IRA, when funds go in, they go in on a pre-tax basis, and again are tax deferred as long as they're underneath the IRA umbrella. When they come out, they're taxable. Well, this doesn't look quite as dramatic as the Roth. So why is this so powerful? Well, let's take a hypothetical example of a 35-year-old single person. And they've done their saving and budgeting, and they've determined that they can save $4,000, not one penny more. Now this is actually a realistic assumption because most people are on a savings budget. That is, most people can't save as much as they would like to save, or else everybody out there would be 401k and IRA millionaires. So let's say that this individual determines that they can save $4,000. Now, let's also assume they're in the 25% tax bracket. If they put the money into a Roth, there'd be $4,000 that would go into the Roth, and that would be the end of it. But if they put the money into a traditional IRA, they can deduct the $4,000 from their taxes. That would net a savings of approximately $1,000. Now here's the key. That $1,000 can be added to the $4,000 for a net contribution of $5,000. This individual's able to save $5,000. They're able to save 25% more on day one. 25% greater value in their IRA on day one. And the same thing applies to pre-tax contributions to 401ks. As a financial advisor, one of my main objectives is to see people build wealth, especially for retirement. The traditional IRA and the 401k with the deductible contribution offers that ability to grow retirement wealth. Now, it is true that at retirement, distributions are taxable. But in experience, that's not a big deal for two reasons. First, again, at retirement, most people are in a lower tax bracket because they're not working. There's no salary. Second, and even more important, distributions come out not all at once, but gradually on a schedule, especially if you're following a plan. So at age 70 and a half, the distribution rate might be 4%. It might go slowly to 5, 6, 7, eventually 8. But the key is only a small percentage of the IRA is coming out each year, and that percentage in general is being taxed at a lower bracket. The time that I would recommend in general doing a Roth IRA is if someone doesn't qualify for a traditional IRA. So the traditional IRA limitations are much stricter. The cutoff for a single person, the highest income they can earn if they are covered by a retirement plan at work, is $64,000. If they're not covered by a retirement plan at work, there's no limit on modified adjusted gross income for contributions. The cutoff for the Roth is much higher. It's $122,000. So if an individual is not eligible to do a deductible contribution to an IRA, then it's time to do the Roth if they're still within that eligibility. I personally believe that the traditional IRA and the 401k are among the greatest wealth building inventions of all time. They're amazingly effective, and not just because of the math. They're effective because of the psychology. There's something about paying taxes that people don't like. And so when faced with that choice of paying taxes or contributing to an IRA or 401k, all of a sudden it becomes a lot easier decision to contribute. The traditional IRA encourages that contribution, but the Roth doesn't. The Roth contribution is after tax. Now maybe in 35 years, when our 35-year-old individual is 70, they'll benefit, but I would rather see the benefit occur now and the wealth build up now that can then be used to grow the IRA. I hope you'll fund your traditional IRAs and your 401ks. Doing so will put you on a solid course of building wealth and preparing for a secure retirement. If you have questions on whether a traditional IRA or a Roth are the best options for you, visit us at chambersfinancialgroup.com or in our Largo offices. We're not about the short term, but about the country mile. And building a solid traditional IRA and 401k foundation will help you get to where you want to be.